Protecting our past is actually an important part of understanding our heritage. It helps us understand where we came from, what we did right or wrong, so that we can fix it or find an alternative method. Among the World Heritage, Sri Lanka is also well known for its culture and history. Many of its historical sites are yet to be discovered. Current threats to the historical sites such as human conflicts like war and deforestation and also natural disasters threaten these sites. But what if we could preserve this heritage? Remote sensing is a technology used to monitor the environment, map oceans and explore the polar regions with satellites or aircraft. It scans and captures data about objects from a distance. Now, a form of remote sensing technology called LiDAR is being used to lead a revolution in archaeology. LiDAR was first developed in the early 1970s for the Apollo 15 mission to map the surface of the moon using lasers to measure distance. Heritage preservation is done with the help of this tool. LiDAR uses laser pulses to take measurements and generate a 3D map of an environment. After the unit sends out a laser pulse, a sensor on the instrument measures the amount of time it takes for each pulse to bounce back. Because light moves at a constant speed, the LiDAR sensor can actually calculate the distance between itself and the target. When the sensor receives data about the location of objects, it generates a point cloud of data points. These data points are fed into slamming software, which creates a 3D image. These new digital preserving methods have been of immense help to the archaeology field around the world. A UNESCO heritage site of the royal Kasubi tombs in Uganda was later torched by arsonists. But reconstruction is possible because of the data that had been recorded and archived digitally. In 2013, researchers shared remarkable imagery of dozens of previously buried temples in Cambodia, situated under rice fields. In the 11th to 13th centuries, there may have been over 10,000 Buddhist temples, pagodas and other structures in use in Bagan, Myanmar. Over 2,000 of these still exist but are at constant risk from earthquakes, such as the one in 2016 that destroyed several hundred temples. Fortunately, archaeologists had scanned some of the Bagan temples using LiDAR just prior to the earthquake and is now working on producing detailed digital recreations of the structures to aid in conservation work. From 2012 to 2015, archaeologist teams used LiDAR technology and they were able to pinpoint the well-known monumental stone structures in exquisite detail. LiDAR is beginning to enrich our understanding of the Mayan civilization, Honduras and in Amazonia. In Honduras, a large number of ancient sites have been found. Also, this technology is used to get high-resolution models of Renaissance palaces like the Salone dei Cinquecento in Florence, Italy, and also to discover new sites in the plains of Stonehenge. Sri Lanka has conducted a pilot project recently. It's called LiDAR-based 3D mapping for non-destructive heritage conservation. The project made use of LiDAR to 3D map archaeological heritage sites in Sri Lanka, such as Sigiriya, Thuparama Stupa, Jethavanarama Stupa, Polonnaruwa Vattadage, Galvihara Cave Temple and many historical places. This project was conducted by International Research Organization along with the research team from the Sri Lankan University and a private institution. When mentioning the benefits of digitizing the historical preservation, it's quick and cost-effective. Accurate data can be collected within seconds with limited resources. Thanks to 3D scanners, it is possible to create virtual explorations based on a 3D rendering of a given archaeological site. This digitally captured data can also be used along with the latest 3D printing technology. 3D printing technology allows us to print miniature structures for various purposes. Replicating a piece of art or historical artifact with 3D printing and having an exact copy of a historical item will allow the museum to give more access to its collection to the public. For example, allowing students to touch and manipulate 3D printed artifacts is a more recreational way of teaching than just showing the picture. A 3D printed replica based on the 3D scan of the original object can also be used and manipulated by archaeologists or researchers without fear of damaging the original piece. The 3D printed artifact replicas have a huge range of practical purposes, including demonstrations in classrooms or lectures, research support, PR activities, opportunities for visually impaired, enabling visitors who can't attend the museums or historical places. By placing a 3D printed artifact in a museum, visitors can not only view perfect replicas of important historical items, but touch them too, gaining a better understanding of the texture and form. They also serve a key purpose in education to teach students about artifact identification and analysis. Digitized historical data can be used as virtual models. If the physical data or structure is destroyed, there will be an online model of it. The model would be accessible via online devices, VR headset, or through AR applications. Digitally preserved historical data will be beneficial for school and university students, archaeologists, and for the general public, and can also be used for developing digital libraries and virtual reality museums. These virtual reality platforms will be the future generation's most valuable tool for education and archaeology.